I've been in Thailand and Singapore. I'm a bit wheezy. This is one of my my problems. I'm allergic to horses. So just in case no one knew that. That probably had horsehair in it. Anyway, so there we go. What are you laughing at? My name's ChristianLangeder and I'm an equine soft tissue therapist. I specialise in treating muscular issues in performance horses. All right, so hi everyone, welcome back. I've been in first year anniversary. Putty and I have been together for 4 years. We went to our first anniversary. We went to Thailand. Oh, someone's hitting likes. Thank you. We'll go through all that as well. So we went to Thailand, we went to Krabi, and then after Krabi, which we stayed at, if you're a fan of the Hangover 2 movie, which I am, it's a hotel that they get married in Hangover 2. It was incredible. We had a butler, we had all sorts of stuff. It was just off its tree. So, and then after that, we went to Koh Lanta, which is a really nice quiet island in Thailand. There's no like weird tourism. There's no people trying to sell you pineapples, jet skis, people, families, any of that sort of stuff. So that was really nice and quiet, and it was a beautiful place. Anyway, the whole idea of this show or this podcast or anything is to get you guys to understand more about horses. I was in Singapore at the end and I was treating a lot of horses in Singapore, and I also did a little mini clinic just to help people understand what the most common soreness in Singapore was. I did mostly dressage. I was at the Bukit Saddle Club. Benjamin brought me out there. Gina has taken me out there previous to that. They're amazing people. I love Singapore.
Carry on.
Oh, you're just putting...
It's alright, it's just for my video for YouTube. Carry on.
Anywho, the most common soreness in Singapore was the hyoid. I don't know why they have so many hyoid issues. We were trying to work it out. Maybe the horses can't graze. They're stuck in... they're in stalls. It's hot. So, anyway, so hyoid, we think it's because they're in a booth and maybe they can't graze all the time. So normal horses get to graze so they can put their head down and stretch that bottom part of their jaw out. That was the only real, aside from maybe Singaporeans having really heavy hands, but they're not really anyway, we tried to figure it out. The other thing that was an interesting thing in Singapore is called being dry coated. And so what being dry coated means is the horses can't sweat. So what happens is they hyperventilate and they overheat and they can't sweat. And if you have them dry coated for too long, then it burns out the sweat glands and they have to export them back out of Singapore because the horse won't be able to tolerate the heat. They give sweat pastes. They also give them beer. Beer can make them sweat. But the thing, I spoke to Mick Kent here, one of the trainers here. I spoke to him. He says that it's an exhausted sweat gland. They get jammed up, they get junked up, and you've got to actually groom them. What's going on there? Anyway, so it's really interesting to see different things in different countries and different people and actually find out what sort of different problems they have. So obviously, we probably have issues in Australia that I think are normal, that you probably wouldn't have anywhere else. Anyway, that's it. I reckon we start with some videos because otherwise I could ramble about my holiday. If you want to ask about my holiday, ask. If you want to ask anything about horse issues, because this is meant to be interactive. You got half an hour with me of asking me any questions you want, and so please just go for it. Otherwise, this can get pretty boring about me just talking about how awesome I am. Welcome back. Let's have a look. Oh, this is Bukit Saddle Club. Let's do it. All right, so I'm at Bukit Saddle Club. This is Cicero. I've just finished treating Cicero. I'm trying to write my notes. Anyway, he's a bit of a dude. He's obviously either trying to massage me back, asking me for treats, or just wants more of a massage. Anyway, what a dude. So we're in Singapore. How cute is he? Look at him. This is so sweet. Anyway, he obviously enjoyed his treatment and we got to keep to his schedule, but thanks, Cicero. How are you? How are you, my friend? Are you good? Okay. All right. That's it from us. So Cicero was this really cute horse that he look, obviously he loved his treatment, but he's a little bit of a pest. He keeps on he was rubbing my head, rubbing my face. Bukatima Saddle Club, they've moved. It was at Bukatima, now it's at the actual racecourse proper. The racing in Singapore is being totally gotten rid of. I think it finishes in December. There's still a few people racing there and training there. That was one of the places I went. That's Benjamin is in charge there. Or Benjamin was the person who was helping me there. Amazing club. This next video is actually from the old Bukatima Saddle Club, not the new one. Hi Drew.
Hi.
How you going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. So anyway, Cicero was a real cutie. I had to do a video with him. He was such a nice, sweet horse. I appreciate your content. I do PMF. Yeah, cool. I would love to incorporate your technique. Yeah, well, yeah, no, PMF is amazing. One of my friends, Perry, is like mad into PMF at the moment, and he absolutely loves it. I find it difficult. I mean, I've had it on my shoulder. He's done it, I've used some of his PMF stuff. I'm too sensitive for it. I think it's like that. So I know you can dial it down. I love it. I love every therapy. So yeah, well done for the PMF thing. I love it. Your videos have really helped me read horses during my sessions. How cool. That's the whole thing. Thanks, wifey. That's yours. That's the whole thing that we're here for. That's why I have the website, to teach people how to check their own horses. So if you haven't already, go and have a look at LangederEquine.com. That is my website. The whole idea right now is to teach people how to understand their horses, how to check if they're sore, and I've done it so simply. So go check it out.
What is that?
PMF. It's just like magnetic pulse therapy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so it looks like a loop. Sometimes they put a big loop over a horse, or you can actually isolate it to different areas as well. So it is just makes the muscles pulse. So it's like a TENS, kind of like TENS, physios use a TENS system, but PMF they use it with horses, and the horses love it. So, Putchie used to get numb hands, and she put her feet on a PMF foot pad thing, and it helped with her tingling hands. So.
Sammy at Carevic, can massage fix toe dragging? Been doing chiro and regenerative injections, still toe dragging.
Sorry, wifey. Yes. Look, it can, unless it's actually a nervous problem. Like if you have a problem with the nerve, it depends.
Sorry.
Yeah. If I see toe dragging, I'm always going to look in the pelvis or the stifle, like the things that don't pick up the leg properly. So you can definitely look at those. But if you have a nervous dysfunction, who knows? I mean, nerves get trapped in fascia, so massage will definitely open that up.
So if you ever take on any new clients, can you see us, please? Sammy, I'll add you to the list. I think it's
don't do that, Drew. Drew, don't do
4,000 people on the waiting list.
Don't listen to Drew on that one, please.
All right, let's talk about being girthy or cinchy.
Okay. Yeah, right. So where is it Bukatima Saddle Club?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. That's where we are. This is Bruno. I keep on asking his name because I'm hopeless with names. Now, you have a horse that is girthy, so when you're doing up the girth, it is a problem. There are a couple of things that I'll look for, and so one of them is up here. That's not, he's just telling me to go away. One's here, one's a tricep, and for him, the main one is a deep pec. So the deep pec is this one under here, and when I touch him on the deep pec, that's what we get here. So you can see how horrible that is. So you can imagine that if you're actually girthing up, this would be an issue. You're right, mate. So now I'm going to treat it. I'm just going to be kind too. I'm going to treat it. So the thing is, you can be forgiven for thinking it's a girth or it's something else or it's gut. So often check gut. But on him, with such a strong reaction, it wouldn't surprise me that whenever you girth him, he jumps away from you. Now, I'm going to let him go into a bit of a zone. And then that's the same muscle. Yeah? So if you want to come through here, so you can actually go underneath the horse, so you can see them actually not being nice about it, that is actually the same muscle that I just treated. Yeah. So if you're girthy, be mindful and just check under between the front legs. Thank you. Thanks, mate. Right, so that was the old Booker team, a saddle club. I thought you said we had, oh, anyway. Yeah, no, I know what you're doing. Sorry, Drew. That was the old Booker team, a saddle club. I was with Benjamin filming there as well. Couple of things. If you have got a girthy horse, cinching is what they call it in America. So if you're cinching up and your horse has a problem, the three things that I mostly look for is tricep, gut, as in ulcers, or that deep pec. Now the deep pec actually runs the whole way under the horse. Runs exactly where the girth goes, behind the elbow. So just check that. Be mindful, that one, when it is sore, it's actually like really sore. It's actually like super touchy. So they will buckle at you, towards you. Joined, you waved at equine, oh, sorry. Yeah, anyway, so just check those. If you've got a gut issue, you need to see a vet, right? And so people tell me that you can't check ulcers by palpation. You definitely can. You can definitely tell if you've got a gut issue. That means either acidity, acidosis, lesions, or ulcers. And in any case, the treatment is exactly the same. So if you want to go to my site and learn how to check for ulcers, absolutely go for it. And then you need a vet. They will give you medication. There are a lot of supplements that you can do for that.
Sorry,
what
slight
happened?
Earthquake here.
Was that an earthquake? Is that what was happening?
It was either thunder.
Thunder, right. So what happened is, you see the Australians, oh, the sound, it's an earthquake, and the people from Los Angeles are like, what are you talking about?
All the Kiwis.
Anyway, when you're checking gut, the medication will be the same. See a vet. There are plenty of supplements. You can use green banana powder, you can use slippery elm powder, you can use probiotics, all that sort of stuff. That will support it, but I'm a big fan of talking to a vet first if you actually have gut problems. In the case of the girth, before you go changing your girth and doing different things, check the gut, check the tricep, check the deep pec. His was the deep pec. You can find that video on my TikTok, obviously, and just check it out and have a few looks to see how you can check your own horse, or again, go to langederequine.com.
Sammy says, my thoroughbred is girthy again and has done 3 boxes of ulcer shield and chiro and massage, sad face. So I guess all of that just applies to Sammy. So advice.
There's nothing much. So Sammy, the thing is, with there's not much there that a chiropractor can adjust. If you've got a deep pec problem, a deep pec muscular problem, a chiropractor is not going to be much help to you. If it is actually still the gut and you can learn how to palpate the gut, you just go from the actual armpit, you go 2 rib spaces in and you push it with your finger. If you're reactive there, then maybe the ulcer shield or the medication that you're using isn't quite right for that horse. Some of them respond to different types of medication. So then speak to your vet and ask if there's any other medication you can use rather than using the same thing for the same problem and not getting anywhere.
2 ribs back and pokey poke.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Here's another one from the recent holiday/work trip.
All right. So I'm at, where am I? Singapore Polo Club. They're walking the polo horses at the moment. Not really. All right. So they're just washing my next horse. So Singapore Polo Club, these are the back lots. So the guys at NRG Polo Podcast, how you going, guys? About time we interviewed again. So here we go. So Singapore Polo Club, a whole bunch of horses here. I've got a few today and tomorrow. It is a beautiful, probably 30 degrees in Singapore. And that's about all I got. So anyway, in Singapore, obviously, awesome to be here again. Now it's kind of interesting. The last time I was in Singapore was actually 2 years ago to treat, which it just seemed, apparently Poochie's leaving. Bye, Poochie. 2 years ago, it seemed like way less time. Oh, it is Sunday. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And so anyway, it seemed like way less time. 2 years disappeared so quickly. So usually I'm at the Singapore Polo Club. I mentioned the guys at NRG Podcast. They're a group of guys. They're all polo players, amazing guys. They have an absolute ball. Yes, Drew, you're going to ask me a question?
What were those little tiny
Oh, they were
horses?
just, I don't know, they were just ponies there. So sometimes with racehorses or other horses, I don't know, I think that they were actually just ponies. But in racing, sometimes you use ponies as a companion for the thoroughbreds, so the thoroughbred doesn't go crazy. Rhino story. Hi Fanny. I was actually at Werribee Zoo yesterday. I treated Mate, the 40-year-old rhino. I do a lot of stuff with them. They're looking at maybe treating emus next time and also a boa constrictor. So we're going to give that a crack next time. I've treated snakes and big birds before. We keep playing there and seeing how we can help their animals. I love that part of it. It's something that I do. I donate my time to them and absolutely love treating big animals. They're just off their dials. They're so incredibly beautiful. They're amazing. There was a little boy that came through the crush, walked through the walkway, and I started patting him. He's not little, he's probably 250 kilo. We started patting him and he just refused to leave, but he was not meant to be my client that day, so we had to push him through. Did you just say you were going to treat a boa constrictor? Yes, I am. There's a boa constrictor with scoliosis of the spine, an old one, and they told me that they'd love me to treat it, but she can be a bit grumpy and she might bite me. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Tom, I know. Hey, anyway, he's like, no way. Yes, I'll treat anything.
Anodotech says your work is pure magic. Huge fan and strive to be as talented as you.
Thank you so much.
Huge Ackman says, will you be treating primates?
No, not treating primates. That's a big no. So not treating monkeys or gorillas, because if I can grab them, they can grab me, and then it's like arms off for Christian, and maybe your face as well. Yeah. Do you or will you offer classes? Yes, is that Desiree? Yes. Yeah, Desiree, I'm definitely going to offer classes. To diagnose, you can already go to my website. There is already a thing. It's cheap. It's easy. It teaches you how I check the whole horse. Like, there is so much information on there, and I've made it so simple. So, I'm definitely working on it. I'm also just writing a course on how I treat. I know for some people, this sounds like a bit of a broken record, but I'm writing a course on how I treat. I will definitely be doing classes or online or doing wherever I can get around the world to actually do clinics to teach people how to check. Like I said, I did a small clinic in Singapore. They couldn't believe how easy it is to fix their own horses. They were absolutely blown away that they could all do it themselves as well. Tom, waiting for your program so I can start treating everyone's horses in Canterbury, New Zealand. Yeah, absolutely, Tom. It's coming, I promise. So Tom, that's the whole point. Half the thing is actually 90% of the thing is finding the right muscle. That's why I put up the diagnostic thing, because you can be the most skilled therapist, use the best machines, use whatever. You can use PMF, or you can use all these other red light therapy, ultrasound, acupuncture, but if you don't know where to put it, you're not going to be successful. So you need that. I can't say I'm live, but thanks for your incredible videos. Thank you, Rosie. Thanks for joining. Anyway.
Guys, I think I'm a little bit worried the like button might have broken. It doesn't seem to be working. So if you could test it for us, that'd be super.
Has something happened? It's sort of like not happening. Right, so we're at Dean Braun's stable. These guys are trotters, both?
Both, yeah.
Both. And who's this guy?
Our Uncle Jim.
There you go, right. I always get the horses wrong. Anyway, the reason why I want to show him is lymphatics. So I'm going to start teaching people. I'm going to do a course on how I treat, what I look for. This stuff here is called fascia. So we look at muscle, see how muscle functions, you make sure you stretch muscle, etc. You also got to do the same with fascia. Fascia is this slippery stuff. It's what all your muscles glide along. Now, on this guy, what we're going to look at is lymphatic stuff. So if your horse has got sticky urine, sometimes when I go into stables, you can pick the urine up with your foot. It's really like sticky and strandy. If you've got something like that, or your urine's too smoky, thick, etc., or this stuff doesn't move, which it's not moving on him, right? So that shows me that his lymphatics are kind of compromised, and that his fascia is not moving properly. Stretches are good for it, yoga is good for it. Having someone like me treat it is good, but if we've got like too many solids or too much junk in the connective tissue, we want to clean out the horse. So I use apple cider vinegar. This is not a treatment thing, so you're not going to see me fix anything on this. I use apple cider vinegar, like 40 to 60 mil of unfiltered. It says with the mother, it just means with all the stuff. Either that or fenugreek. Fenugreek is like the king of herbs for the lymphatic system. So anything lymphatic, if they're like weepy-eyed, too much mucus, this stuff is not moving properly. Like I said, it should be quick to move, not like this. You can see it's not moving. So we'll detox this guy with apple cider vinegar and also fenugreek seeds, like a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds a day and apple cider vinegar, and hopefully give him a bit of a detox. And hopefully we can get his stuff moving better. Anyway, that's it. Thanks. Commonly for all sorts of reasons. Hang on, let me say that. Okay, saving up to get your diagnostic thing next week. Tom, if you get my diagnostic thing, happy to chat with you whenever you do it. I guarantee you it's going to blow your mind. You're actually going to like find so many little things on horses that you never knew existed. It will blow your head. I guarantee you. So lymphatics. I want to talk about lymphatics. Thank you. That's probably Rosie hitting all the like buttons. I want to talk about lymphatics. Fascia is a slippery thing. In the course that I'm going to do about how I treat it, I'm going to explain it a lot. It is a massive topic. For those people who comment on my videos and say, is this stuff scientifically proven? You could get tied up in like studying fascia for years. Hello. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen rather than that. You could get tied up in talking about fascia and studying fascia for years. There's a group called the Fascial Congress. Fascia is the slippery part of the body. If you are, if you, say for example, when you got a raw chicken, all that slippery, webby stuff, that's connective tissue. That's when it's dead. That's when nothing's going through it. It is full of fluid. If it dehydrates, it starts sticking, so then the muscles can't slide on each other. It's the pre-tissue to the lymphatic system. So you store all your crap in that. The nervous system goes through there, the veins go through there, everything goes through there. There was a guy called Andrew Taylor Still, who's the father of osteopathy, and he said, in the health of fascia, we either live or we die, right? So he thought he called it the ghost of the body. We know about muscle, we know about nerve, we know about bones. We don't know that much about fascia. And right now with the Fascial Congress, they're trying to get a common language, because what I call ground substance, someone else will call lymph. And we've got all these different terms for the same thing, and they're trying to get a sort of a collective language to explain it. It is such a difficult tissue. But anyway, needless to say, it needs to be slippery and it needs to be hydrated. So the biggest things that you can do for fascia or for your lymphatic system is clean it out. Best ways of cleaning it out, in my opinion, is we do kidney flushes here, which is just like something you get from your stock feeds. But fenugreek is amazing. Apple cider vinegar, unfiltered, or apple cider vinegar with the mother, and movement, because fascia doesn't have an organ, doesn't have any way of pumping it. The way it pumps is by movement. Now, it's arguably, they used to say that the skin is the largest. Sorry, bro, say what? I don't even know what that.
It's okay, it's in another language which we're unable to decode at this point. He's saying please say hi.
Yeah, hello. I don't even know how to say your name. Anyway, so if you're going to, the thing is, we used to think the skin was the largest organ of the body. I think it's fascia. You could probably read up on that. But it needs to move. Movement keeps it healthy, and also keeping it as slippery as possible, which means less solids in it, so we need to clean it out, and more fluid, which means they need to be hydrated.
Does fascia have blood vessels in it?
No.
Is it not connected?
No, it's not. It is actually sort of like the pathway for all of the stuff. And it's also your nervous system between the body and the skin is hydraulic as well, right? You don't actually have a nerve that goes to the skin. It's sort of like the last part of that is actually just electrical. And if your fascia is jammed up, then your nervous system can't function properly. And it can also get trapped. Lots of things.
Desiree's got a question.
Thought on K-taping for fascia. Oh, yeah, look, kinesiology taping. Hi, Desiree. K-tape, if that's what you're talking about. You know what? I don't know enough about it. There's some people in the States that do kinesiology taping that I've spoken to. I really haven't checked it out enough. Footballers, they tape shoulders and stuff here as well. In footballers, I've seen a lot of horses have it. I love it. I'm again, any therapy, I just haven't had a chance to really check it out and have a look at it. I think, the idea as well, if rather than supporting the body, because I know with the footballers, if you keep supporting it, then it weakens it. So opening up the fascia rather than taping it is the way I go. That's not to say I'm right. I'm never right. That's just my bias and how I do it. I'm very interested in kinesiology tape though. Do you do pre-purchase checkups? No, but you know what? I actually, how do sellers react? I don't do pre-purchase checkups, but I do a lot of treatment for horses that are selling in yearling sales. I'm too busy, but I'm surprised that I don't do more pre-purchase checkups. I have done quite a few.
Hey, Haley sorry to go over you, Christian.
Yeah, no.
Haley from Denmark on the other account. Hey, thanks for watching from Denmark.
Equitana, anyone that has connections with either events or TV shows or little like podcasts. So here's the thing is I'm happy to talk to anybody. I like podcasts, TV shows, little shows, news things, radio stations. I'm happy to talk publicly to anybody because I'm cheap and I'm easy. Anyway, so if anyone has contacts to people or shows or podcasts or radio shows or TV or whatever, producers that want to do things, please get in contact with us. Drew will put something on the YouTube thing for it. So anyone that contacts us can contact us and we'll try to make as many things happen. The more we can make this normal, the more we can make people checking their horses and understanding their horses normal, the better. My horse is slow. Can you treat it and give it that magic touch? Absolutely, Jimmy. I don't know where you are and I don't know which horse you're talking about, but I'm happy to give it a crack. Desiree, what would you say is the most common area to get sore on a horse coming back to work after 9 months? It depends on what sort of work we're talking about. Every sport has different soreness. So, and like I said, obviously when I went to Singapore, every country has different soreness too. So it really depends on the type of sport. Jumpers, hamstrings and mouth. So jumpers are usually hamstrings and under the chest, but it also won't be used to people hanging onto their faces. So just be mindful. Eventers, Tom. now everyone's going to do. Eventers will probably be similar to jumpers as well. It'll be a lot of semi-membranosus, deep pec, and probably hyoid. So they all have different patterns, but that's where I would be looking. And also, if it's been for a while, obviously it won't have had a saddle on and it won't have had a bit in its mouth. So be really mindful and be kind.
How do you book with you?
You don't, I'm sorry. That's a really shocking
I'll tell you what you
thing.
do. You stay attached to these platforms
Yeah.
and you ask your questions as best you can. You jump over to Christian's website, you grab the diagnostic tool, you'll be halfway there yourself, then you'll speak the same language, then you come back to the lives and then you ask him what the go is and study his videos on YouTube.
Yep.
And you might just be able to piece together what to do until the treatment
thing comes out. I'm sorry, but I closed my book 6 years ago, so getting in with me is very near impossible. There are people who find really sneaky little ways of jamming themselves in somewhere, but unfortunately I run a closed book, have done for a long time, and I apologise, I'm sorry, but there's only so many hours in the day that I can treat. Speaking of which, we're about up. So I got to get going. Thank you everyone for joining.
And join us next week, same bat time.
We'll be here next week. Please join us next week, 8 o'clock Australian time. So we're trying to make sure that we can go as many different places in the world. Hi anyone from Europe. Hi all the Americans. Anyway, that's about us for the thing. See you all later.